A 15-year-old boy idolizes a group of thieves, all because of the leader's 3 rules. Don't kill, don't steal from the poor, and don't bully women. Young Jaiba yearns to become a so-called chivalrous thief, determined to join and strictly adhere to the group's ironclad rules. The leader, strong and robust, personally pours Jaiba a full cup of initiation wine, his heroic demeanor inspiring Jaiba to follow him to the death. However, during a mission not long after, the impulsive Jaiba is captivated by a tearful girl and slowly reaches out to her. But at the critical moment, a hand throws Jaiba away. When he looks up, he sees the leader. Disappointed, Jaiba doesn't even get a chance to explain before being expelled from the gang. Despised, Jaiba is filled with regret. To make up for his past mistakes, he strictly adheres to the 3 rules of the thieves. But sometimes people's hearts are unpredictable. Jaiba, who upholds chivalry, is betrayed by his comrades. The one interrogating him is the fearsome constable, Gui Ping, who strikes terror into all thieves. Gui Ping uses every means possible in his investigations, and any thief caught by him suffers greatly. He subjects Jaiba to extreme torture, but Jaiba grits his teeth and refuses to reveal a word. Such principle earns Gui Ping's respect. Not only does he spare Jaiba's life, but he also frequently visits him with chives, the 2 of them. But on this day, Jaiba learns from Gui Ping that a vicious gang has appeared in the city, who not only rob, but also massacre entire families, sparing neither women nor children. They leave behind a plaque at the scene with the words, "Bloodhead Danbing Wei," arrogantly challenging the authorities. Hearing this, Jaiba is furious, because Bloodhead Danbing Wei is his former leader. He refuses to believe that the leader who upheld the 3 rules of thieves would commit such atrocities. Someone must be impersonating Dan Bingwei to ruin his reputation. Jaiba kneels on the ground, begging Gui Ping to give him a chance to personally capture the imposter. From your thief friend's perspective, that's just a filthy dog. I absolutely won't let you do that. It's also a rule in my family. Releasing a captured thief is unprecedented, and all the constables strongly oppose it. But Gui Ping stakes his life and reputation to vouch for Jaiba, releasing him. Once free, Jaiba begins his plan. He searches the streets for a partner, finds the strongest opponent, challenges him, and subdues him in just 2 moves, leaving a harsh warning in public. Jaiba intentionally flaunts himself to attract Dan Bingwei's attention. Sure enough, that night someone comes to his inn. Long time no see. The man before him, now overweight, is the leader who brought Jaiba into the fold 15 years ago. He boasts about recent victories and invites Jaiba to rejoin the team. In an instant, Jaiba is thunderstruck. There is no imposter. The leader did all those things. He questions the leader about why he didn't follow the 3 rules of thieves. Do you remember? Do you remember? A few short words shatter Jaiba's lifelong convictions. He lowers his head, his hand trembling as he holds the wine cup. The leader, oblivious, continues to ask if Jaiba wants to rejoin. Jaiba remains silent and nods. The 2 drink the initiation wine again, just like old times. The leader, full of ambition, awaits Jaiba's return. But, unexpectedly, Jaiba arrives with countless soldiers led by Gui Ping, who launch a crackdown on the inhumane gang. The leader tries to escape in the chaos, but Jaiba, waiting outside, stops him. He won't allow the perfect role model in his heart to be tarnished. Not even if it's the leader himself. You, the one pretending to question. Question. After the mission ends, Gui Ping doesn't imprison Jaiba again. Instead, the underworld gains an unnamed secret agent. A young girl unexpectedly marries into a top wealthy family, only to get caught in a struggle over inheritance. The naive girl thought having a child would secure her position, but her brother-in-law first kills her unborn child and then targets her husband. Eventually, the family head, her husband, dies unexpectedly, and the brother-in-law naturally becomes the head. His first act as head is to relentlessly oppress and frame the woman, his sister-in-law. Afang, bearing the reputation of a jinx, leaves the Jinjiang family. No one wants to marry this supposedly unlucky divorced woman. With nowhere to go and at her wit's end, the underworld boss Fubo steps in, promising her a home. With no choice, Ah Fang lives with Fubo. The once innocent and kind-hearted girl, Ah Fang, sees the true nature of the world through life's trials. If that's the case, this time I'll take it. From then on, Ah Fang becomes ruthless. She starts following Fubo in robberies, not only planning but sometimes personally participating. After selecting a wealthy merchant as a target, she appears disheveled on his path. When the merchant can't resist and makes a move, Fubo appears instantly. "What did you do to my wife?" Fubo usually proposes a private settlement, extorting a large sum of money. Due to his strength and their guilt, the merchant complies. Every time Ah Fang sees the despair on the merchant's face, she thinks of her past self. This world seems to force the good to turn bad, with evil consuming the good, and human nature's darkness only growing. Ah Fang is no different. After tasting success in several operations, she becomes more audacious, eventually catching the attention of Constable Gui Ping. Gui Ping arrives in Fubo's active area to investigate secretly. Passing by a dojo, Gui Ping suddenly remembers it as the place where he trained 20 years ago. There, he met his best friend Zuo Ma and his first love, Ah Fang. 20 years have passed in a flash, and the once vibrant cherry blossom courtyard is now overgrown and forgotten. As Gui Ping is about to leave, a figure attacks from behind. He swiftly draws his sword, but the attacker stops and laughs familiarly. The attacker is none other than his old friend Zuo Ma. After years apart, they drink and reminisce about the past. As young men, Gui Ping and Zuo Ma both fell for Ah Fang. Out of brotherly love, neither made a move, agreeing that neither would approach Ah Fang. The two foolishly watched as Ah Fang married into a wealthy family, assuming she now had children and a stable life. Their youthful hesitation cost them a lifetime. Gui Ping, full of regret, bids farewell to Zuo Ma and continues investigating Fubo's affairs. Unexpectedly, he soon hears Ah Fang's name from an informant. According to the informant, Ah Fang is now the wife of a local gang leader, running gambling dens and extorting passers-by, even more ruthless than her husband Fubo. Gui Ping feels uneasy, unable to believe the two Ah Fangs are the same person. After all, the Ah Fang he knew was gentle and kind. Determined to resolve the case quickly, he instructs the informant to closely monitor Fubo. Soon, Gui Ping learns that Fubo plans to rob the Jinjiang family, boasting that he will kill everyone there. Gui Ping knows his chance has come. On the night Fubo gathers his men, Gui Ping, with the informant's help, leads a raid on Fubo's house. Among the crowd, the heavily made-up woman is none other than Ah Fang, unseen for 20 years. Old acquaintances meet again, but it's not the time for reminiscing. Gui Ping executes Fubo on the spot, capturing the rest. He then informs Zuo Ma about Ah Fang. Like Gui Ping, Zuo Ma can't understand why the once pure and lovely Ah Fang has changed so much. Until he hears her story of losing her husband and child, being oppressed and framed, and even with Fubo, she never felt secure, always on edge. Hearing this, Zuo Ma regrets deeply. If only he or Gui Ping had been braver back then, everything might have been different. But alas, it's too late to change anything. The constable questioning Ah Fang asks why she targeted the Jinjiang family. Even if she had a grudge against the current head, she shouldn't involve the whole family. Don't you feel deeply sorry for your predecessors? Seeing Ah Fang being taken away, Zuo Ma can't help but rush out. But facing a face that no longer shows the innocence of the past, he doesn't know what to say, only watching as Ah Fang walks away. A 10-year-old boy witnesses his father's murder, his body drenched in hot blood. From that moment, a deep shadow is cast over his heart. He often hallucinates, seeing himself covered in blood, only able to mask the maddening scent of blood by dousing himself in perfume. Since that day, avenging his father's killer became the sole motivation for Nankai Hanshiro to live. He became an assassin, earning travel money through missions while honing his sword skills in search of his enemy. For 20 years, he wandered, never finding his father's killer. Then, he receives a difficult task: to assassinate the notorious constable Gui Ping, feared by both the underworld and the law. Before the mission, he habitually covers himself in perfume. However, this time, the rich plum scent gives away his presence. Gui Ping, sensing the murderous Ping, proves more troublesome than expected, prompting Hanshiro to demand more money from his employer. After some negotiation, the employer agrees to double the fee, insisting Hanshiro complete the assassination quickly. At 50, how much is your life worth? The employer's condescending attitude angers Hanshiro, but he swallows his pride for the money and he collapses, waking to find himself dressed and a bowl of freshly made porridge on the table. Han speaks, saying that there's always a bowl of hot porridge waiting. Even when scolded by the innkeeper for Nagachi blushes deeply. From then on, she prepares different meals for Hanshiro. But the innkeeper, who sees Dachi as a burden, dislikes her serving others and scolds her harshly. Daki, in tears, endures the scolding despite having done nothing wrong. A sick presence gives him a sense of home again. He wants to abandon everything, elope with Dachi, and live peacefully where no one knows them. But eloping requires money. Shiro. Hanshiro learns Gui Ping's location, posing as a complaining guest. Day after day for his return.